can join us. And today it's myself and it's Gabby, but we also have Nami joining us, who is a angel painter, healer, and channeler. And we are happy to say that we can introduce to you our new retreat that will be an online retreat where all three of us will be presenting and sharing what we know. And if anybody has any questions during the live, just post them and we'll address them right away. And I'd say we just get on going and talk about the retreat, what's to expect, and how you can register, all the good things.
Yeah, and I'm sure you all would like to know what inspired us to create the Infinity Alignment Retreat. And yeah, it just came together, many people are exploring chakras and the masculine and feminine energies and grounding individually. But in the retreat, we will bring all these elements together. And the world is changing so much right now that it's really so important that you are deeply rooted to be able to rise.
That's right.
Yeah. And I think it was just something that, I don't know, became apparent, and especially when we started having, Nami's been a friend of ours for quite some time, and having conversations with him, especially Gabby and Nami, I think it just kind of came to be where those topics are just warranted and needed, and it's something that we can kind of see in our healing practices. People are more interested in and want to learn more, but also that collectively speaking, it's just information that's needed right now to kind of help everybody step up and move into that fifth dimensional earth that we are kind of birthing right now.
Right.
Right.
What do you think, Nami? Bringing in vibration with it through the chakras is important, because the frequencies are shifting, and we're shifting with those frequencies on a energetic level. And so we want to bring it into our physical level to bring those frequencies in, so that each chakra has a frequency that can align with us quicker than speaking it. We can talk about it, but if we bring it in through a frequency, it aligns us in a more deeper way. If that makes sense. So
it does.
What we're planning on doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And combining all those.
Right. Yes.
It'll just kind of create a more cohesive experience, right? Because we can all balance our chakras, right? We can all balance our feminine, masculine, and we can all balance ourselves to be connected to Earth and to Father Sun. But if we don't do all three, you're always gonna be kind of out of alignment and a little wonky, quote unquote wonky, I guess. Just kind of not centered.
In the chaos, instead of being centered in your own center.
Yeah.
I like wonky, though. I do like that word.
Yeah. I use it a lot. It's a bit wonky. But and that's why it's so important to bring those all together and actually integrate all of those different aspects of yourself and balance all those aspects. And that's kind of our intent with the retreat, that we're just kind of creating a cohesiveness of all of those elements, and that they all actually do have something in common, and that we all want to be balanced in all of those aspects, right?
Yes, and also, Sarah, you mentioned the chakras, all of us, or many of us, know the 7 chakra system, but now the world is changing, the frequency of Mother Earth is changing, everything is changing around us, and so are the chakras changing, and more chakras are opening up, and that's why we also want to introduce the 15 chakra system to all of you, so that you can work with them and balance them and utilize their power.
Right. And then I think Nami, because you can see stuff. I think you can actually see how the colors and chakras have changed, right? You
Yeah.
can actually, yeah. So that it's something that, you know, he's been able to see and kind of just confirms that indeed things have been changing, and we are elevating into the fifth dimension. And along with that is the, well, extra chakras, which I think have probably always been there, just not actively present. And we haven't really been aware of them.
Yeah. I don't know what to say for that for a second. Yes, I see the colors, and each color is changing as well with the frequency. It has to, right? Because we're changing. So we're going to be bringing in new energies, and with the colors and with the frequencies. So they've already been here, but we're just going to be opening them and expanding them even more, so that you guys people can feel more grounded, more here, and also balance between heaven and earth, because that's what this intention is. It's bringing in both.
Yes.
Male, female, but also the heaven and earth interconnection, I call it.
Mm. Yeah, and I'm also sure our listeners want to know, you are talking, you know, about the grounding. Why is it so important right now to be deeply grounded into Mother Earth? Can you explore a little bit on that, Nami?
Because when we're out of balance, we don't know where our center is. And if we are really centered and grounded here, we will be more in alignment with the divine, with the connection of bringing in these energies that are coming in. We really have to be grounded more now than ever.
Yes. And I think with grounding too, right? If we're grounding, we have to ground into our body. And a lot of us are not, actually, most people are not fully grounded in their actual physical bodies. And if we're not fully grounded in our own bodies, we can't even completely ground with Earth. We can't completely ground with the sun. And so we just kind of lack that big capacity of the full connectedness, because the more grounded you are, the higher you jump. Right. And so it's just become really important to kind of stop being, you know, besides ourselves. I mean, there is a reason why that saying exists, and go back into ourselves and ground and center.
Yeah, I also think, you know, we shouldn't forget that we are still living on Mother Earth. We are still living in 3D. So if we don't integrate this, we are not able to transform and go to 5D while still living here on Earth. So I think that's very important to remember, that we are still living here. And that's what many people, I don't know, forget, but running away from, because they don't want to live in this, you know, where so many things are happening around them. And you mentioned it earlier, in this chaos we are in right now. So, and that's why they are running away, you know, and are not grounded.
And people want to leave because they're not grounded. It's easier to go, but we have to, as a collective, as a oneness, we have work to do. And our work is to be in alignment so that the chaos can spin around, but we're still here, bringing in our light, bringing in the oneness.
Yes. I mean, something that we just forget is we chose to come here. We wanted to play this game, right? And so why are we running away from it?
And especially when this is Earth School, because you're going to have to come back and learn again. You might as well do it.
So why not graduate?
Having to do it again, I say. So, yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Any questions?
We just had a question of when the retreat is, and it is going to be May 10th. And the retreat will be all online. And we will have it from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. And so you'll just have to kind of do the math. What works for me Central Time, it's going to be 11 p.m. to 5 p.m. and you can register and you can join us live, but we will also have a recording of it that you will receive in case you won't be able to actually attend in person that day. So fear not, you can get the same information and feel like you've been participating, even if you're not actually able to be there that day. But
I do encourage you to be there though, because you will get the activations through the vibrations more. Being live, you'll still get it, but it's better when it's live.
It is. And being live, you just make up part of the
whole
group, right? The energy of the group.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just, it's different.
Yeah, not only that, Nami also will bring in the energy of the sea,
Mhm.
you know, and that will be really special for all of us, I think. So
yes.
I'm already excited about that. I'm looking forward to that. But we will we'll post the link to the retreat with this underneath the live, and you'll see it pop up throughout, and you can register on that. But we kind of want to keep talking a little bit more about the things that you'll see in the retreat and what's kind of going to pop up. And so, go ahead.
Yeah. So in the retreat, what we also will explore a little bit more is the navigating between the 3D and 5D consciousness. So you will learn to understand what 3D, 4D, 5D means and how you can implement it really into your life. And in practical ways, you know, how you can bridge this dimension. So we will really explore on that. And I think that will be very interesting for you.
Because I feel like a lot of times, you know, you see like posted or maybe like briefly mentioned about the whole frequency change when it comes to from 3D to 5D, but I feel like it never really gets like discussed or taught about or really dove into, I'm not sure, whatever the proper English terminology here is. People don't really dive into that topic very much. And we kind of want to do that because it's, I think, a missing link for a lot of us to, you know, be aware of, because a lot of the changes that are happening, like you're suddenly just having days of migraines, you've done all the things. And then you start looking around like, well, what's happening? And I don't really know much about astrology, but when you start reading into those things a little bit, what's going on in in that month or that week, and you start listing all the symptoms that might have to do with the shifts that are happening on a frequency wise, you're like, oh yeah, no wonder I've had a headache, right? So I think it's a really important topic that doesn't get talked about enough.
I agree.
And then I think another topic that doesn't really get talked about enough, and I think Nami, you can speak to that, is the balancing of the masculine and feminine, because that was kind of the portion that was that you brought forth with why that's so important and why it matters right now as well, why it's so important for us to integrate into our retreat.
Well, I'm trans, and I was a woman for 51 years. Now I'm a male, and I feel that I understand both sides. And instead of fighting against each other, let's work with each other and understand each other. Really, as a man, listen to the feminine side instead of wanting to fix. That's what I feel men always want to do. They want to fix, they want to fix, they want to fix, and not listen. And I feel that, this is my opinion, that women don't want to be fixed. They want us to listen. And I feel that this is the bridge of the new and old. This is the old paradigm of men wanting to fix and not listen. And now in the fifth dimension, let's all listen. Let's all fix together instead of trying to be not really listening and trying to fix all the time. That's what I feel that this is about. It's about shifting that energy And, men trying to be strong and, and women coming in and saying, wait a minute, I want to be taught, I want you to listen to me. And so that's what I feel that this is why it's so important right now, because men and women are there's a I don't know if you guys can feel this, but there's an imbalance, and we need to come back into balance so that we could be one again.
Yeah. And it's not just really the balance outside of like
That's
you
right.
or me, right? It's also the fact that I think a lot of times we forget that we do have both aspects in ourselves, right? We have the masculine and we have the feminine aspects. And
We got
a
to balance.
lot of times one of them is just kind of like, nope, go into the shadows. I have no desire to speak with you, and I'm just gonna go and be all feminine or all masculine and all the stereotypes that come with it, right? So it's really creating that balance within us to then help create the balance without or outside of us.
Right. Without the gender, really.
Yeah,
Just
that would be ideal.
bringing light, just bringing that light in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a feminine, masculine, like yin and yang, and
Exactly.
need
Working
to be balanced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Working
It
together.
goes back to being chaotic, right?
Mhm.
Just goes back to
Exactly.
being chaos. Yeah.
Yeah. And that push. Let's once we're centered, we can be one.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot more harmony when it comes to decisions, to life, to spiritual growth, to how everything flows, even just in your own life when you balance it,
Right.
just even within yourself.
And the other aspect that I would like to bring in more too is earth. Yes, we want to ground here, but we got to ground with the trees. We got to ground with nature. We got to go out and, we're going to bring the sea in, bring that stuff in. They miss us. Children need to climb trees. They're not climbing trees anymore. They miss us.
That's true.
And we need to shut our phones down and just be with nature. Talking to the trees, talking to the flowers, even talking to the bees. That's what I do here in Costa Rica. I know it sounds crazy, but every day I go out there and I thank the trees for being here and protecting my house, and the monkeys that are in my jungle in the backyard. Because if it wasn't for them, where would we be? And so we have to bring that in as well. That's part of this, is bringing that grounding into Mother Earth, but also thanking her for allowing us to be foster children here. As we take it for granted.
Remembering our place, really.
Yes. Remembering our place. Coming home. Coming.
Yeah, and we often forget this gratitude, towards nature, what nature provides, that nature makes it possible for us to live here,
Absolutely.
So
I got honey today from Costa Rica, and it's got eucalyptus and noni and all of these beautiful things that we take for granted. I was almost crying when I bought it. It was $4,000 for a bottle this big, which is $8. And
wow.
Yeah, magic. It's magic. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I've been so excited because we started a little garden now. Like we've got a garden bed and garden, and I've been involving my son a lot with it too, just to I was like, get your hands dirty.
Exactly. Get your hands dirty. Yeah. Yes. Get back to Mother Earth, because she misses us. The sea misses us. I mean, so many things miss us because we're always on our phones. We're always in the chaos. We just hone in like the bee does. The bee hones, right?
Yeah. That explains the bee in the symbol too, in the picture.
Yes. The bee's in the middle of the butterfly. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Just worked out that way.
Is there any questions?
No, I haven't seen anything pop up.
Yeah, but if you have any questions, you always can write them under the live video. We will answer them. And yeah, we all invite you to sign up for the retreat and be with us to help you to help with the collective energy shifting, so that you can just ride the waves, so.
Ride the waves. I love it. Yes. Ride the waves to positivity. How's that?
Yes.
That was a good one.
Wonderful, yes. That's wonderful. Yeah.
And I got a wave shirt on, I just realized.
Look, I've got a butterfly become the change.
There you go. I love that.
It works.
And I had
Perfect.
the waves and I didn't even know it.
And I bring in the laugh with light pink.
Yeah.
You bring in the love, the unconditional love.
Yes.
What a trio. Oh. In case you couldn't tell, we like to goof off too. So it, it just happens. But we would love for all of you guys to join us, and we would love to see you all there. We're super excited and stoked about the information we're going to be sharing. We're excited about honestly being able to present together and in a way hang out with each other because it's just fun. So I think you are going to be seeing a day filled with fun, laughter, lots of learning, tender moments, and just bouncing and finding yourself again and recreating balance in your system.
And the frequencies that'll be coming through.
Yeah.
Through sounds, through voice, through singing bowls, drumming.
Absolutely. It's packed full with lots of different aspects of experiences.
Yes. Yes. It's a good way to see different experience.
Yes. Very different.
Multi-dimensional, multi-sensory.
Mm-hmm. And with your brain and your heart, both at different aspects. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And I'm sure you guys will see and hear more about the retreat in the coming days and weeks. And we hope that you end up joining us.
And there's an early bird special. Did you mention that already?
No, we haven't mentioned that yet.
Gabby, do you want to mention?
Yeah, and if you sign up till April 15th, you get a 10% discount, and we will post it under the video too.
Yes, you'll find all the information there. And if you have any questions, don't be shy, just ask.
In gratitude.
We'll see you soon.
Meet Nami, an intuitive painter who channels the messages of angels uniquely through his art. When you step into a session with Nami, it's like opening up a portal to the heavenly realm where angels guide his brush to create a personal and beautiful three-dimensional expression just for you. It's as if the canvas becomes a sacred space where divine messages manifest in strokes of color and form. What sets Nami apart is his ability to sense the presence of the angels and intuitively paints in the colors that represent the celestial beings gathered to deliver their messages to you. Each hue carries with it the energy and essence of the angels, infusing the artwork with a profound sense of spirituality and guidance. As a psychic medium, Nami's connection goes beyond the angelic realm. He serves as a conduit for messages from past loved ones, adding layers of depth and comfort to the divine conversation unfolding on canvas. In the presence of Nami's art, one not only witnesses but experiences the harmonious dance between the earthly and the ethereal, a testament to the power of intuition and the beauty of spiritual connection. Book your session today and let the light of the other world touch your heart.